Alrighty, I'm back. The Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra, is on the air here on GJRB Online. And we're going to start off another 50 minutes of nonstop talk and maybe some music too. Kind of break the monotony a little bit here. On the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra, we're going to get ready for our weather on the fives. Here, we're going to get that set up here. So if you hear buzzing again, we're going to be doing weather on the fives here in just a little bit on GJRB Online. And in the last hour, we're going to do more interesting stories. We'll do more scroll through social media. And we'll do our shout-outs, too, coming up. So stay with me for that. Shout-outs next on the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra. A shout-out to all our Spreaker listeners out there in the GJRB Online land here. And, of course, this show being heard on... should recognize our people listening on Spotify, because we are on there. Okay, Spotify. So if you want to get on there, you can listen there. And we'll post this show around. And in the last hour, as soon as I flip over to the final part, and we're going to do that here in about 10 minutes. But meanwhile, back in the jungle, it's time to continue. Got a lot of good things to talk about in the next hour. We're going to continue talking about gun control and what you think about this whole deal with people kind of getting all bent out of shape. Walmart employees, some of them in some of the key cities, walking out over the store. They don't want the store to sell weapons at all. They don't want any of that. So we'll talk about that. And again, scrolling through social media today and hoping that maybe perhaps we get some of our listeners back in this hour. At the very beginning of the show, we had Ed Delgado, the Caramel Conservative, on our in the chat room. And he has not returned, so hoping maybe we get him back in this next hour. This is the end of the hour. So we're going to be turning it over one more time to flip over to the top of the hour. But we're going to have weather on the fives coming up here. So we're going to do that real quick and check on some of the storms going on, especially in some areas there. So we're going to kind of flip over to that. And I want to plug that back in. So if we hear buzzing, it's because you got this plugged in. So I'm going to make sure that that doesn't buzz too much. And we'll do our weather on the fives right here on GJRB Online here on Spreaker. So we're going to do right now, kind of like doing TV and radio at the same time. What we'll do right now is get ready for that. And time for our weather on the fives here on GJRB Online here on Spreaker across America. So let's do that. Weather on the fives, take a look at some national temperatures and all that good stuff. So we're going to do that right now. And taking a look at the weather here, some rain, a lot of that around the Midwest, Omaha, Nebraska, and all those areas. Looking at rain. So we're going to look at that. Let's take a look at today's high temperatures in most of the country. 72 degrees. In Portland, Oregon, 76 degrees in Portland, Oregon, 72 degrees in, let's see here. Okay, 70, well, whatever. Let's go into Spokane, Washington. It's 83 degrees there. 84 degrees in Sacramento, 90 degrees in Kansas City, 88 degrees in Des Moines, Iowa. Cincinnati checking in with 83. 88 degrees is the hottest in Baltimore. And your hottest point is down in Tampa, Florida right now, where the temperature is 92 degrees. And here is weather Nation.
Well, it's a great day for a walk on the boardwalk in Seaside Heights, New Jersey. Awesome view here, showing a lot of people out enjoying the nice weather. Lots of blue skies out there. And in fact, we're likely to see some quieter weather through the rest of the weekend in Seaside Heights, but not all parts of the northeastern United States are enjoying such a beautiful day. Let's talk about a few showers that are in the works here. If you're joining us from the New England area, we're likely to see some rain, maybe a few rumbles of thunder, perhaps some embedded small hail, a little unsettled up towards New England. And then if you're joining us from the Great Lakes and the Midwest, we are going to see a risk for severe weather return as we head into tomorrow and Monday. All of us, though, will be seeing some cooler conditions overnight. I'll show you that in just a sec. Yesterday's storms in West Virginia brought quite a bit of hail. We saw up to 1.75-inch diameter hail. Just to give you an idea, the threshold for a severe storm is 1-inch hail, so that was some pretty sizable hail. And here's your storm reports. The Virginia is really seeing the bulk of the activity yesterday and really over the last 24 hours, and North Carolina is going to be the target today, as well as areas out towards Iowa. So much of the northeastern corner of the U.S. looking pretty quiet from severe weather. Like I said, there will be some scattered showers up towards New England. Those wind down overnight. And then here comes our next disturbance. Chicago could be waking up to a stormy start to Sunday with high pressure parked over the Appalachians. We're likely to see some cooler conditions. Look at these lows. Pittsburgh, I would not be surprised if you dipped into the upper 50s overnight, like Buffalo, 55 up into Burlington, 60 in Boston, 63 in New York City. So quite comfortable. You might get away with opening the windows in the I-95 corridor overnight. Back towards the west, though, will be a little bit warmer. Notice St. Louis rising to near 90 for tomorrow. Nashville at 95. Very pleasant, though, across the northern tier. We've got a lot of 70s and 80s in the forecast. But like I said, there could be a few showers and thunderstorms. We'll see some of that into the Chicagoland area for tomorrow morning. But central Illinois could be at risk for severe weather into the afternoon along and ahead of that warm front as we see some energy pulling in across the picture. How about this? Some of those storms may hold together, so you could see a stormy start in cities like Indianapolis and Louisville, as well as Evansville for Monday morning. Afternoon highs on Monday, we are going to be baking away in St. Louis, 97 degrees. Very hot, very humid, probably a bit uncomfortable there. We're going to heat back up towards the north, 85 in Boston, 89 in Philadelphia, 87 in both Detroit and Pittsburgh for your Monday afternoon. And if you're joining us from, let's say, Toledo, Columbus, down through Cincinnati and points west through Indiana and Illinois, you'll likely see some of that active thunderstorm weather, at least a chance anyway, for Monday. We've got that front to the north, a warm front trying to move in from the south and west, and certainly enough energy, enough instability, enough heat and humidity to spark off a few showers and thunderstorms. Again, from Ohio on westward, those have the potential of reaching severe limits with the gusty wind, perhaps a little bit of hail. Temperatures south of the warm front on the hot side, 93 in Lexington, 95 in Roanoke, even our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., in the mid-90s. But you head up towards Buffalo, Burlington, still very comfortable with highs there in the 70s. We'll see some low 80s back across Detroit and much of Michigan. Here's a look at the rainfall. Now, this is concerning. Some of the latest models runs indicate the potential for some flooding rainfall from Chicago through northern Indiana, across much of Ohio, and into northern West Virginia through Wednesday morning. Baltimore, you've got some of those scattered thunderstorm chances, and temperatures pretty seasonable for this time of the year. Take me to the beach now. Wilmington, North Carolina. A little bit stormy, perhaps, Chelsea, across the Carolina coast.
Yeah, it looks like people still trying to get out there and bask in the dry skies before rain showers roll in, and they might as we go into the afternoon hours. Also, we did see not only record temperatures, but record rainfall in Pensacola, Florida yesterday on Friday. 97 degrees broke the previous record of 96 set back in 1941, and there was the most rain to fall on this date in a single day, just over 3.5 inches, and that breaks the previous record just over 2.5 inches that was set in 1909. So pretty intensive rain in Pensacola, Florida. We keep the pop-up storms in the forecast across the region. It's also going to be warmer than average, which means heat advisories are in effect for a lot of the area. So far, Little Rock, one of the cooler spots, but that's only because of the rain showers that are holding through. 79 degrees with overcast and wet weather skies. Charleston, South Carolina to Jacksonville, 97 already so far today. 94 Atlanta to Columbus. And you'll notice we do have heat advisories that remain in effect for almost all of Mississippi, southern parts of Alabama, the Panhandle from Mobile over, I'd say, right, just a couple of counties pretty much, into Florida. And then as you look into central portions of Georgia, these go through the weekend because that heat isn't going anywhere anytime soon. As we look at the threat for strong to severe storms through the rest of the afternoon, it's really going to be centered between South Carolina and North Carolina, the opportunity for some of those storms to reach severe thresholds. The rest of us, yeah, we still will be dealing with wet weather, but it's not going to be the heavy downpours with the gusty winds and hail threat. It's just going to be quick moving, passing, run-of-the-mill thunderstorms that we see this time of year with the heat and humidity together. As we get into the overnight hours, the sun sets, we lose the daytime heating, we lose the energy for the thunderstorms in the afternoon hours. Sunday's low temperatures, we're starting mainly in the 70s. As the farther south you go, the closer to 80 degrees you get. Really muggy along the Gulf. As we go into the afternoon, once again on Sunday, more storms fire up, especially New Orleans over to Mobile. Back over to Jacksonville, there could be a downpour or two. Sunday, high temperatures back into the low to mid-90s, and when you factor in the humidity, it's going to feel a little warmer than that. Still going to be above average slightly by about 3 to 5 degrees across the region, so we're definitely going to be feeling the heat turning up. A couple of showers are going to shoot from the north into portions of Nashville. Otherwise, the rest of the region stays mainly dry, but because we live along the coast where we have the excess humidity, that's going to fire additional pop-up storms throughout the day on Monday. Very normal for this time of year, but the heat still builds. By Monday, we're knocking on the door to the triple-digit heat, and some of us could see a couple of inches of rain over the next couple of days. Charleston, South Carolina, wet active day today and tomorrow. Dry on Monday, more pop-up off and on storm chances as we head into the middle of next week. One more for you, Huntsville, Alabama. Better chances for rain Tuesday and Wednesday, and that's when we reach 98 degrees.
And there you go. Weather on the 5s, 25 and 45 in all music shows, 25 and 55 in all talk shows on GJRB Online. A little past the hour of 5 o'clock, 5:03 Central Daylight Time, 6:03 Eastern Time, 3:03 Pacific, and you got GJRB Online here on Spreaker. This is the GJRB Online Network.